Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of the Black and Gold Report, a show all about UNC Pembroke athletics, presented by Pepsi. I'm Jenna Davison, and today on the show we're going to be catching up with head softball coach Brittany Bennett. And on the second half of the show, we're going to be watching a package on head women's soccer coach Lars Anderson. But first, we're joined by Coach Bennett. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Jenna.
Well, it's been a few weeks since we last had you on the show, so let's get caught up to speed so far. The Braves are now 16-13 overall, including a 2-8 mark in Peach Belt Conference play. You're a little more than halfway through your season so far, but let's get your midseason progress report from you.
Sure. I think I'm really proud of these girls and where we're at. It's always interesting when you have such a big mix of old and new. And the girls are handling my coaching very well. They're handling Coach Hobbs really well. And they're handling, the toughness. It's been a really tough 2.5, 3 weeks for us. But overall, we've had a lot of production from a lot of people, some surprising production for some people. And I'm really happy. I would rather be higher in Peach Belt Conference play at this point, but every one of those games we've played, we've had a chance to win, and that's a lot to be said since last year. So if we can just turn that notch up and get that W on the back end in the 7th inning, I think we would have a lot more success on paper, but I'm overall happy with how we're playing.
Well, since we had the chance to preview your season in late January, we noted the fact that you carry a lot of newcomers on your team, including those 7 freshmen. Have you been able to see your team become more mature as the season has progressed?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's at the beginning of the season, everybody's excited, and we have no failure yet. We haven't struck out, we haven't not gotten the job done, we haven't popped the ball up or been doubled off. So, always at the beginning of the season, we always start out really strong, but you can definitely tell as we've moved through the season and we've had some struggles that, you can tell we have a little bit of youth on our team. But I'm telling you, those 7 freshmen are doing a fantastic job for us. The potential in them is very high, and I really like coaching them. I think these guys are a good fit for our program, so I'm really excited to have them. And whatever we can get from them this year will only get better next year, and so their future is really high here.
Well, you've had to deal with a bit of an injury bug that's plagued a part of your season so far, particularly with one senior, your pitcher, Selena Ashley, that's kept her out of the lineup for 2 weeks now. How big of a factor does that injury bug play into the success of your team, particularly in one that is loaded with youth?
Well, I think anytime as a coach you can have seniors on the field, I think that are in starting positions, I think you're successful. All 5 seniors start for us, and I'm really excited about that. But when one goes down and another goes down, you really have to rely on other people. I think it has a huge impact when anyone's number 1 pitcher goes down. But Katie Saunders has come in at number 2, started as her number 1, and then Dakota has come in as her number 3, and I think they've put us in really good positions. Selena came back this week a little bit. She's starting to pitch a little bit more. We're seeing a lot more of her, so I'm excited about her coming back. But of course, any type of injury to a big key role player on your team would kind of hurt you a little bit. But I think our kids are full of adversity, just like me. So.
Well, you do have some individuals that we want to talk about that have played key roles to your success. We're going to start with freshman Jamie Johnson, who leads the team with a .378 batting average, 20 stolen bases, and 22 runs scored. What type of luxury has it been to have such a newcomer adapt to the college game so quickly?
Well, I think, especially with them playing where they are. You got Taylor and Jamie holding down the left side for us at shortstop and third base, and I think that's a scary moment for anyone to tell that your left side of your infield, which is where all the balls get hit, are young kids. But both of those kids have come in, and Jamie is just Jamie. For those that have followed us this year would understand what that statement means, but Jamie's the type of kid that she does something really crazy, like strikes out on a bad pitch. She'll look me in the face in the dugout on the way in and be like, "Hey, coach, I got it next time. It's no worries." So a lot of confidence with her over there. I never really worry about her and what she's doing. Every once in a while she looks a little young in her at-bats, but then the very next bat she does something crazy that looks like a senior. So I'm really happy with the youth. Really, really, really happy with them. Every year you come in, you try to recruit kids, and you have no idea what they're going to do. But the adjustments that this group has made overall and trying to buy into the system, 4 months ago we were in a totally different place. So I'm super impressed with where they're at, and I'm really happy to have this group of girls.
Well, switching gears a little bit, talking about senior All-American Bree Hartley has been clutch for you as well, and totes a .300 batting average, leads the team with 14 extra base hits and 27 RBIs. Talk about Bree's leadership this year and the type of player she's become since you took over the program last season.
We need about 25 more minutes of a segment to get through what Bree Hartley means to this program. She is a fantastic teammate. She's a fantastic student. She's a fantastic kid to coach. Overall, the kids can count on her. I asked them about a month and a half ago who's someone they look up to, and almost everybody wrote Bree on their paper. that comes from who she is. And I would take 100 Brees in a heartbeat if I could. But just kid, I know it's going to get it done. She's always going to have a chance to put the ball in play. And I know she rarely strikes out, which makes me happy. And she hits the ball hard. So I just really can count on Bree. I look at Bree, we smile a lot at each other because she's in my head and I'm in hers, and we're doing a good job. So I'm really proud of her this year.
All right. Well, we're going to take our first commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to continue talking to head softball coach Brittany Bennett. So stay tuned.